record. Okay. Sorry for that little intermission, but we are back as Puff, Soy Loco, and All Maverick have all come to the pits. Those were the top, or those were second, third, and fourth places on the track respectively, behind Eric, who has stayed out on the intermediates. Barstool, JXW, both setting fastest laps on the soft tires, or on those very, very fresh tires. I wonder if those guys' soft tires are gonna make it. Soy Loco's gotten a penalty. Soy Loco's really closed up to Puff here. Puff not adapting onto these grippier soft tires. Arbig, the first to pit onto those softs, is 13 seconds behind the closest driver in front of him, which, yeah, kind of is understandable. Puff not having DRS. Soy Loco and All Maverick both having DRS. So, All Maverick too far back to make a move. As Soy Loco is going to go to the inside of turn 8. Puff is going to try and fight it. Actually, no, locking up. Puff is going to lose 2 positions there, really throwing away his chance of a podium now, more than a second behind second and third. Alt Maverick is going to try and fight Soy Loco, though, trying to pick up as many points as possible on his championship rival, Scavin, down in P5. As Alt Maverick proves that point, setting a purple middle sector.
So, what Eric needs to do, he's in the pits, and he is flying. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't speed. I was saying if he was going to stay out, they would need to do 5 seconds a lap in order to catch him, but that doesn't matter now. I think he's lost a lot of track position by waiting a lap, and he's serving a penalty, it looks like, potentially. Oh, no, that's just a glitch. But I don't think he's coming out with this with the lead. It looks like Soy Loco is going to have the lead when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I wonder if Eric is going to come out in front of the Puff, though, which he will not. Alt Maverick setting fastest lap down in second place. It's Eric just now accelerating out of the pit lane. He is going to slide into the gap between Puff and Scabney. Now Eric is going to have to chase down Puff for that P3, but he might have it sealed as Eric goes off the track there. JXW setting fastest lap on a 33.7, which is a pretty decent lap time from the Renault driver as he does pick up a penalty pushing. Alt Maverick is 4 seconds up on his PB. In the first sector, setting fastest lap there. Arbig on a 33.5. Still not closing up that much. He's closed up less than a second to JX. But, yeah, Arbig obviously just making the wrong call in terms of strategy. He's pitting probably 2 laps or 3 laps too early.
And Maverick, I think, is in prime position right now because Soy Loco has a handful of penalties. Maverick definitely has less, and Eric just picked up another one. So Eric's race, I mean, he definitely gave it his best shot, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen today.
Yeah.
This top 2, I think it's going to come down to these guys. Maybe Puff, if Puff has less penalties, but I think it's going to be between this top 3 right now for this victory.
JXW trying to go to the inside of turn 10 of Barstool. Sorry to cut away from the top 2 there. But it was a pretty interesting battle. Anyone going side by side through turn 10 is going to be interesting. Maybe getting into another incident, causing a safety car. But I think we are too late for a safety car here in Tier 2, the French Grand Prix. RC is on the back of Scavney. He's not close enough to make a move, I don't think. So we are going to go on back onto these top 2. Alt Maverick setting a 32 flat on those soft tires. Really on the back of Soy Loco here. He's super close to turns 1 and 2. Losing a little bit of time, though, with Dirty Air. Ryan on a 31.3. Blowing Alt Maverick's fastest time out of the water. The Renault man down in P9, as it actually has gotten past Barstool, finally getting that move done. As Arbig has pit. I don't believe he has front wing damage. But, yeah, so Loco pulling out through that first sector. The Dirty Air is really going to hamper Alt Maverick. Is going to hamper his time and his tire wear. But then you do have this, this terribly long straight. As Alt Maverick is going to send it up the inside. Yeah, so Loco's going to give up that move on the exit of turn 9. I think that is smart. Alt Maverick back on the overtake button, and Soy Loco was, I believe, just for the exit. Soy Loco is under 10% ERS, though. I'm not sure if Alt Maverick knows that, because Alt Maverick just set for purple second sector for the 3rd lap in a row. But yeah, Alt Maverick using ERS. He probably should not have. He's really going to have to conserve. It's whoever can conserve their ERS better here, or have DRS, is going to win this race without penalties.
Yeah, so Soy Loco just needs to drive his race, not drive it in too hard and make mistakes, because he can still get DRS right here off of Maverick. I want to bring up last week, because remember last week, the final lap, Maverick made a big send, took himself out, and lost a bunch of points. If Soy Loco gets by him here, hopefully Maverick has learned from last week and won't make an aggressive move like that. But it looks like it's going to come down to a potential last lap battle again with Maverick, so we'll have to see what happens. But it looks like Puff has fallen pretty far back. So yeah, this is definitely coming down to this top 2, and Soy Loco is right there.
Yeah, Puff and Eric, both ruining their chances at the beginning of this soft stint. As this track, as might I say, has been mightily impressive to dry out this quickly. As RC down in P6 has picked up another penalty. He's only 2/10 behind Scabby. Sorry for cutting away there, just briefly, because there was a gap under 3/10. So Loco not going to go for a move here. I think that's smart from him. He's going to just try and save ERS and then go for it on the final lap into turn 8 and 9.
It looks like Maverick has a better straight line car too, because it looked like he just, I don't know, because Maverick was not on the overtake button either. So it looks like he just has a better straight line car. But yeah, Soy Loco definitely saving. Maverick is using up all of his stuff. He is under 10%. So, and it looks like Soy Loco is almost 30%. So Soy Loco being really smart right now, he could be in prime position to overtake him.
Yeah, sorry for not watching the lead battle here. It's not that interesting currently through the third sector. It never should be. But we do have this battle, this 4-car train, 4P5, 6, 7, and 8. The 2 racing points, the McLaren of Scavney and Ryan in the Alfa Romeo. Ryan is a reserve, though. So Scavney is going to try and get past Jinnit. Jinnit, the new full-time driver in the racing point. Jinnit pulling out almost a second lead, though. I'm not too sure if he gapped Scavney enough to get Scavney out of the DRS. No, he has not. Ryan is going to try and take advantage of that, take advantage of the McLaren. Ryan really fighting him though. Soy Loco and Alt Maverick. Soy Loco looking in the inside. Soy Loco is almost on 40% ERS. Alt Maverick is almost on 10. He should be derating towards the just at the beginning of the straight. Soy Loco has such an ERS advantage here. He should have easy pickings with Alt Maverick in the Haas.
Let's see what happens here on the straightaway. It's the final lap. Let's see if he can make a move. He does go with the overtake. He's going to get a big run. What's Maverick going to do?
Yeah, Alt Maverick already derating as Soy Loco is just getting below 20%. Soy Loco is going to get the move done pretty easily into turn 8. I wonder if Alt Maverick is going to try and fight it back into the third sector. I mean, he has to, right, if he's going to go for this win.
I don't think Maverick knows, but he probably has less penalties. Of course, how would you know in this scenario? But let's see what he does here. Does he learn from last week? Is he less aggressive this time? Let's see. It's the final lap, and he's right on Soy Loco.
Yeah, so Maverick is negative on fuel, it looks like. So he's going to have to save fuel, and he doesn't have that much ERS. Soy Loco having a tiny ERS advantage over Alt Maverick on this final lap through the third sector, as we do believe, I think Soy Loco has won this race, bar penalties from Alt Maverick, and Soy Loco going a little bit wide there through turn 14, and through turn 15, Soy Loco, unless he spins out of the last corner there on traction, both of them are going to use their ERS. Alt Maverick going to have to save fuel across the line, though. Soy Loco has won this race on track, and Alt Maverick is going to take the win. Soy Loco having 3 penalties. Puff Digital is going to take second place. Soy Loco going to keep it into third there. Ryan going out of the penalty, or going out of the podium with no penalty. Scavney fourth. Soy Loco actually dropping down to P5 because of Scavney and Ryan. Did we have an incident there? Oh, JX is into the wall.
Across the line.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a crazy ending. Obviously, we could have known about Soy Loco's penalties, but we couldn't be bothered to check them. But yeah, Alt Maverick is going to take this win here in France, and then Puff Digital having a very, very solid race. Well, I guess starting in P2, Alt Maverick making up 5 places. Ryan having a phenomenal race, but he is a reserve, making up 16 places starting from 19th.
Oh, Biggest doing burnouts in 11th right now. He's burning it down, just, I don't know, making the most of this. He's got to be careful, though, because if he keeps doing this, eventually GP will pass him, but...
Well, I think GP is just about a lap down, but I'm not entirely sure.
Well, if he like I said, if he keeps doing burnouts, it'll happen, but... He finishes, and that'll do it. Yeah,
so that was quite the ending, I have to say, Camden.
Uh-huh, yeah, that was exciting like last week, but I think Maverick, in a way, kind of gets redemption for last week. He was smarter this week, didn't make as many aggressive moves, and he's going to get back those points he lost on Scavney last week, so... Yeah, great win for him. He really wasn't up front much of the race either. He was kind of a 4th or 5th place guy, but with lack of penalties and with all the strategy, he just came through in the end and pounced when it mattered most, and he's on the top step of the podium this week. Yeah,
very, very well deserved from the man in the Haas. But yeah, I think he should be quite close to that championship lead now. I think he has closed up 10 points. So that gap should be about 11 points, just over the 10-point gap. So Alt Maverick really putting a hand on that championship trophy, as well as Scavney. Those two are the only two really close enough for this championship fight right now. Arbiga finishing down at 11th, who was P3 in the standings, is going to lose out a few positions, I'm sure. Actually, maybe not, because Bark Skull in P4 is finished 9th. But let's go through these standings. We do have Alt Maverick on the top step of the podium with Puff Digital and then Ryan with fastest lap, but he is reserved in P3. Scavney P4, Soy Loco P5. It's Eric P6. Jinnit, the new full-time driver in the Racing Point in P7. JXW in P8. Bark Skull in P9, and RC rounding out the final points position. Do you have any comments on that on this French Grand Prix?
Well, it was definitely hard to keep up with just because of how much the race changed with strategy and weather. It seems like every 5 laps or so, we had people coming in and pitting for new tires. We had a couple of safety cars. We had a couple of VSCs. So it was just a bunch of chaos. And like I said before, I think it came down to who pounced at the end. And Maverick waited for his opportunity and just was able to make very little mistakes. And the lack of penalties won this race. Soy Loco won on track, but he I think he had like 9 seconds of penalties. It was insane, and that's what made the difference.
Yeah, I do believe you mentioned it earlier that whoever is going to have the lesser penalties is going to win this race. But we are gonna get the podium guys in here for the podium interviews. So yeah, I need to change party everyone. So as we wait for the rest of the podium guys to get in here, I'm sure they're all very excited after that very enduring race here in France.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, okay. I do believe we have everyone in the party. This is going to be weird since there are no comments asking any of the drivers' questions for us, or for me at least. But let's talk to our race winner, Alt Maverick in the Haas. I did say earlier today that I was expecting big things from you today. Learning from your mistakes in Canada, not going for late moves on the last lap. And taking advantage of Soy Loco's penalties. Yeah. So how do you feel after that race win?
I mean, it feels good. Probably the best one I've had all season. Close to Australia. I mean, hitting the back of Scavvy in the first chicane, first corner, and then being at the end there off after lap 1, and then coming back and win. I think couldn't have asked for a better result.
Can it?
Yeah. Maverick, the strategy was just insane. I mean, the weather was changing, and we had safety cars and VSCs, and I mean, did you at times like have to reassure yourself of what's going on just because of how crazy the race is, or did you have a plan all along? I know it was hard to kind of strategize, but did you know what you were doing, sort of?
For the most part, I knew I had to go inters wets, inters softs, because that's how the strategy was going to be. But then when I believe that safety car came out towards the end of the heavy rain, I think it really saved us, because then those extra 2 laps on the safety car really helped the inters get more pace. That really helped. So I mean, the strategy didn't really change much, other than my extra pit stop on lap 1. I think the only other time was when was the dry period going to come out, and if I was going to have to be on the softs or the mediums to get to the end.
Yeah, I do believe we had Arbiga, Puff's teammate, which is a good segue onto Puff, pitting just a few laps too early in the Ferrari. But Puff, solid race from you. You were pretty solid in qualifying P2, and then having a very, very solid race inside that the podium positions for most, if not all, of the Grand Prix, except for bar 1 lap towards the end there. But how do you feel about your Grand Prix?
I'm honestly kind of frustrated. I couldn't get the changing conditions just really messed with me. I couldn't get into a rhythm really throughout the entire race. Every restart we had, I lost probably like 3 seconds to the guy ahead of me. and then Soy Loco kept pushing me from behind. And then as I would finally start to find my rhythm, when to get on the throttle, all that sort of stuff, it'd be the changeover point. So happy with second, especially because I had a couple DNFs. But overall, I think I had a lot more pace at France than I was kind of able to show today. But yeah, P2, I'm happy. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody it was just such an up and down race. I mean, Maverick at the start went all the way down to 14th or 15th because of all the lap 1 chaos, and you were kind of, up and down the order as well. But when it comes to the standings, I think you're going to have a huge day, Puff, because you finished ahead of Soy Loco. Sam didn't finish. I think you finished pretty far ahead of Bark School. I think you might move all the way up into 4th, and you're pretty close to Biga because Biga didn't get many points. I think he only got 1 point. But do you think you still have a chance at not only 3rd, but potentially going up there with Scavney and Maverick and possibly breaking your way into the championship picture again?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not one to think I'm out of it ever. Been league racing now for a few years, and I've been on the other end where I've been in the lead by quite a bit, and I've watched it slowly slip away. So no pressure to the boys ahead of me, but I do feel more and more confident each week. So we'll see. I mean, Scavney and Maverick, I swear they're on the podium every week, so it's going to take some mistakes from them, definitely, but I don't think I'm out of it, not yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that leads us right into Scavney. You wanna go, Packer?
Yeah, Scavney, obviously not one of the best races for you on terms of pace, but ended up getting the podium on penalties. How was the race from your point of view, battling with the racing points?
It was quite sloppy at the beginning. I was going too conservative, lost quite a lot of time, but then I debated staying on the inters like Eric did, and I went in a lap too late after that VSC, so I kind of screwed myself either way. But then the wet period was all over the place. Couldn't find any grip, and was just lucky to avoid cutting the corners at all. That's about it.
Yeah, and I think you're probably one of the more consistent guys as of late because, I mean, the last 2 weeks you've really been able to show up at the end of the race and kind of take advantage of what's going on. Do you think, because at one point, I think a few weeks ago, you were more than around 20 points behind, and now you're the championship leader. So do you think consistency is one of your strong suits?
That's something I always try to go for. I mean, because it's a marathon, not a sprint, each and every race. And if you be bold and try to gain these split seconds here and there, it could end up costing you in the end.
Yeah, I think after this race, it'll be around, I think, like 15 points, or might be like 12 or 13. It's gonna be around that range. But yeah, you two kind of have a good battle going on right now for that top spot, and of course, you guys are both on the podium this week, so it just makes things even more interesting. But yeah, Austria next week. How do you guys feel about that track?
I'm excited.
I'm pretty
really
excited.
excited.
Yeah, this is my favorite stretch of the calendar in terms of enjoyment. I don't know what my pace will be relative to everyone else. We did our fun run here in Austria though, and I had a bit of a disaster, so I need to tweak the setup and figure out what was wrong. But no, I'm excited.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, we mentioned it, like Austria's next, and after that is Britain and Hungary, which I like personally. I like all three of those tracks, but then we get into some fun tracks. We got Belgium, we got Italy, Singapore. So it's definitely a diverse schedule coming up, but yeah, we're almost halfway through. I think that's kind of hard to believe, actually, but yeah.
Wow. I need to start picking up points. Damn it.
Yeah, no, me too.
I think I'm good in that department, but
Yeah, you need to get less points. You need to. You're kind of the points bully right now in Tier 1. You're taking all the points. You need to stop doing
not
that.
all of them.
But
I mean, not all.
Yeah, most of them, but
I need to get as many points as I can before Hungary because I'm gonna have no pace around that track.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say it. Great win, Scavney. He did awesome at Hungary. Okay, great job.
Wow.
okay.
Completely dismisses,
Alright.
dismisses
All
Puff,
right.
dismisses
I think you
Big.
just made Puff hungry, right? Hungry, or well, that's a pun. I think you
Boo.
made him
Oh.
hungry for Hungary.
Oh gosh. Okay, I think on that key we're gonna end it right here. So we have ZOR later in the week. Sunday we have EU at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then next week we have Tier 1 on Monday at Austria and PC on Tuesday, also at Austria, and then tune back in here Thursday 8 p.m. Eastern for Austria in Tier 2. Camden and I will probably be commentating again, hopefully without technical difficulties
Probably.
next week.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I've been Packer, this is Camden, and see ya.
Have a good night.
Where do I save my video clip? Wait.